afternoon, happy Tuesday. We're back to Elite after some time away. It's been an eventful 10 days or so, but it's good to be back in the cockpit of my spaceship and to continue this mission to get a very fast Viper, which is involving unlocking a lot of engineers, talking to a lot of these in-game characters that can modify your ship so it becomes faster or more powerful or can jump further. The engineers in this game. Very excited about Odyssey with the latest trailer of the David Bowie song. The ability to step out of your ship will add so much to this universe, and I'm excited, even more excited for it after watching that trailer. In New York City, we have snow coming tomorrow, about a foot of snow scheduled for tomorrow evening. I can't believe it's December 15th. Christmas is 10 days away, so it's probably going to start snowing if it hasn't already in Grand Theft Auto Online, where there's the new heist that you go to a whole new island, and hopefully I'll be able to play with Mr. V, not Mr. V in Cyberpunk 2077. Mr. V, my friend in GTA that I haven't met for a while. And last week, Cyberpunk came out, a lot of people up in arms with all the bugs and stuff. I'm slowly getting more into it. Difficult for me to stream a game that has a story instead of, that's focused a lot on story instead of just action and grinding like these open world games like Elite, because, I want to pay attention to the story if I'm talking as well. I'm having these doubts that people want to hear me talking or they just want to see the game being played. But they have, 20 million other people to watch as well for that game. So it's, yeah, I think I'm going to keep my Cyberpunk streams the quiet ones. And the talkative ones will be more the fly and chat, which I call them fly and chat, in Elite and in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Not so much in IL2 because, I chatter with other people that I'm playing with because usually I'm playing IL2 on Fridays now, with the full real flights in the combat box servers. So yeah, so it's gonna stay, more or less fly and chat. I'll be more chatty with the simulators, and maybe in the evening when I'm chatted out, and I'll play games that involve more story, and I'll just play and keep my mouth shut unless someone in chat comes and wants to ask me a bunch of stuff or talk to me. Then I'm always happy to talk if someone's talking, And get a little hard to talk to yourself, although I'm better at it than I used to be. And I have the cats too. Amber's around, although she's often busy, and I'm becoming busier as well. Freelance gig here, some illustration, and that is very much welcome. And that's another reason why I'm late this week. I haven't even done the weekly highlights from the stream last week yet. I usually put those out on Sunday, but because of all this stuff that's happening with Cyberpunk and with the gig and everything that's going on, I'm late, but I am going to do it later today. Put some highlights from last week's stream, if there even are any highlights. Sometimes it's hard to find a highlight, but usually something interesting happens sometimes at some point in a stream, and I think this will be the case. I'll be able to find something.
Falcon Delay Sierra Echo Alpha. Automated flight control protocol initiated. Please submit a request prior to landing.
Abo Lab, ATC, this is a Sierra Echo Alpha requesting landing clearance, please.
Docking permission authorized. You may proceed to landing pad 11.
Abo Lab, ATC, I acknowledge the landing clearance. I am proceeding to landing pad 11. Sierra Echo Alpha out. By the way, my friend Kerr, he started streaming too, which is awesome. New computer, new flight stick, new monitor, and now streaming. So he's on the path here. And this path is going to bring us together for a joint stream, probably later tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah, probably late tomorrow. Not sure exactly what time yet. It'll probably be about 3 o'clock. Yes, we're going to do a joint stream, so we'll be able to see the action from two different ships, from Commander Kerr's ships and from mine ship. We're not far from each other here in the human bubble, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue to meet. If not tomorrow, then on Friday we'll be doing a joint stream. Oh, hey, you can see I'm rusty on it already. Like hit the back of the ship there on one of these lights here, so I'm probably gonna have to pay him a fine or at least pay him for some of the flood lamps that I smashed landing here in Able Laboratory. This, you know what? The cockpit of the Crate Phantom reminds me of the cyberpunk thing when you sit down and they have you do a brain dance. You put this thing on your head and it has these two things coming here. It looks exactly like this cockpit here. Interesting. All right, I'll restock, I'll refuel, and let's go talk to Pollen because we're in the mission to unlock this thing. I think the last time I played, I had found whatever he wanted. I don't know if it was, no, it wasn't modular terminals. That was before. It was like, not, I don't know if it was chemical manipulators. I think it was like components of some type. And I had found them and I was on my way here, but then Kerr needed some help with some pirates, so I helped them out, and that was that stream. So now I'm finally here. Let's continue trying to unlocking these thrusters to get them to the dirty drive-thru to make this very fast Viper that we've been working on for a while. All right. Hey. What the hell? I thought I had unlocked this. What the hell? Is it like time-based? It's like I haven't been here long enough and now I have to do that part again or something? I was sure that I was up to here. It wasn't something else. Oh, here we are. We're here. Okay, well, I do have 14 of these, so let's do it. Just double check. Was there something else? It wasn't FSD, it was the engines. Maybe there's a time limit. Maybe if you don't play, if you don't come talk to them for a week, it's like, oh, sorry, you have to unlock them all again. I didn't think this was the case. I was pretty sure I had unlocked up to 3, but doesn't seem like that is the case. So here we go. Let's do it. Alright, one there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I have a mechanical equipment. Oh, you know what it is? It's ship-based. Okay, I'm being an idiot here. Okay, I'm in a crate. I have to go to shipyard. You know, my brain these days. I don't know if it's this like this is Viper Express. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I think what happens is when you're streaming, you play a lot of different games. Your brain just goes and I start connecting. It's like, was this in that game or in the other game? And I start connecting the things together and everything, and it's just like, you know, can make you go a little bit nuts. I don't know if I also switch my camera back from the 3/4 view to being here again. It's nice to have a change sometimes. I don't know if people prefer one over the other. If you want to see my mug right here close to the camera, or if you prefer seeing a 3/4 view of me like flying, maybe eventually when I become like a super big time streamer in another life probably, but I'll have several cameras so you can see everything around me. You know, that'll be horrible, but maybe, who knows. All right, starboard services. Okay, now I'm in the Viper. Okay, so now engineers workshop. Here we go. I have grade 3 access. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, it's ship based. Okay. All right, so this is what I was looking for, mechanical components. I have them now. Let's do it. Okay, goes up to 126. Yeah, Elias speaks. How are you, sir? How's the trucking? How's the trucking in the truck simulator going? I'm not doing too bad. You know, it's been a little busy and discombobulated and a little crazy with work and other games last week or so. The last past 7 to 10 days, but now I'm happy to be back in the lead. I'm happy to keep getting back on my regular streaming schedule. That's good. I'm glad the truck is going good. Whenever I can, I'll drop by. Thanks for dropping by yourself, sir. All right, here we go. 4, and I have everything. That's good news. I only have 3 of modified consumer firmware, so, and only 4 of the selenium, so let's hope that this is enough. Probably not. I'm gonna have to go find this stuff. Let's see. Here you go. Oh, I'm gonna have to go find this stuff. Alright, I'm gonna have to go find modified consumer firmware. Damn it. Okay. Modified consumer firmware used by factions as a reward for mission contracts, not to be salvaged from signal sources, not to be found in small cell data point networks. I'm gonna go and try to trade for this. Can be traded at an encoded trader. Okay. Control software for consumer level device typically follows manufacturer specification unless it has been modified, and these changes can be used by other interested parties. So this is like basically a hacked firmware. Okay. Thank you, sir. I hope so. I think that yeah, next year will be a better year. Still, still not gonna be so easy, but we take it one step at a time. Just like John Rambo in the end of Rambo 2, the mission. Colonel Trautman is like, "How will you live?" And John Rambo's like, "Day by day." So that's how I try to live day by day, one day at a time. I'm not very good at planning anyway, so I can't plan more than like a day or a week or maybe a month at a time. When people ask me, "What's your 5-year plan or 10-year plan?" It's like, I don't know, dude. I mean, I might get hit by a bus, or a meteor might hit Earth, or I might win the lottery, or somewhere in between one of those things, and then I'll take it from there. But no, it's good to make goals, but I'm glad I have Amber, because Amber's good at planning. I'm pretty horrible at planning, so I just stay one day at a time. Yeah, Rambles. Watch the first, second, and third. You can miss the fourth and fifth. Or fourth and well, the fifth I don't know because I haven't watched it, but judging by the fourth, it's not going to be very good. I'm gonna watch it because I grew up with those films. But first film is a good film. Second and third are excellent action films, not so great in character development. I mean, it's Rambo, but I have to say I like the character. All right, modified consumer for what I'm looking for: encoded trader in elite. Okay, encoded trader elite. Let's try to find a material trader over in Inara. Okay. What the heck? Encoded material traders, all right. Let's go to Galileo and Sol. How about that? Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, this is pinned, and I need selenium as well. Collect on planet surfaces and from asteroids. And can be traded raw trader. So encoded trader and raw trader. Okay. Configure components. I think. Well, I have 6. What else do I need for the other stuff? Pharmaceutical isolators. Okay. Let's keep moving. I was just talking to a friend of mine. Well, we exchanged messages, and he's got a kid now, and so much busier. And he was talking about how games have become. We're going to Sol, by the way. I think there's a materials trader in Galileo Station in Sol, right? So the solar system where we're from, it's here in the game. I'm so excited to be able to land on the planets eventually. On Earth, it would be so awesome to land on a future version of Earth. Okay, let's see if Galileo system is there. And so my friend was talking to me about how he finds a lot of games these days all a bit the same, very grindy, and I agree with him. The games, everyone steals the best idea from someone else. So everyone's stolen. Ubisoft especially has stolen all the best ideas from Hideo Kojima and Metal Gear Solid 5. The marking of the enemies and the stealth and the hiding the bodies. The Cyberpunk stole as well, and all this stuff. So people steal the best ideas, and then. But that's how things happen, there's movements in art, for example, because everyone gets inspired by something that's done. Everyone does the same thing, and then this movement comes out of it. Eventually, someone comes and does something new, but it's hard. It's hard to be original. Most people, you have to get inspiration from somewhere. And this thing about grindiness in games, I completely understand it. That it can become tiring. Some people love grinding. They like making the most money and finding components like I'm doing now. And other people, they prefer more story-driven games that it just goes through. I appreciate both. But I find streaming grindy games is much easier for me than streaming games where there's a story, because if there's a story, I want to look at the story, and if I'm talking at the same time, I'm not as involved. It's as if I was reading a book and I was like talking to someone at the same time as reading the book. It's not possible, you know. So it's much harder for me to. Galileo, that's where it's going. It's around the moon. You know, if you look outside the window and there's a moon, it's the thing that's spinning around us here. That's where we're going. Materials trader, I think. Well, let's double check. Maybe I can see through the system map actually. But is there even an original thought? Very hard to have an original thought, I think. That's why you know, that's why it's hard to be original, because yeah, I think that by our very nature, human beings, we learn from others, from imitation, and that's fine. You know, if you look at rock and roll, for example, came from blues, you know, but then, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the Rolling Stones, but Mick Jagger, he tried to sing like, you know, who was it? He tried to sing like, this soul singer, and then he mixed it with the blues, and then that did the Rolling Stone sound, you know, and so generally cool things come from people trying to imitate who they really like and getting things from someone and from someone else, then making something new out of that. So I guess, does it tell me here if this thing, I don't know, I'm just, you know, blabbering on. But yeah, to answer your question, Elias, I do think there are original thoughts, but those are called insights, I think. And an insight, for example, Isaac Newton, who discovered, you know, the laws of motion, how the locomotion works. He took all these other ideas, but then he had this breakthrough, this original thought that described how bodies in motion works. Christian Huygens, another astronomer from the Netherlands, he figured out, with the help of this other guy, I forget his name, weighed a lot, but was very good at observing stars and knowing their positions. And he managed to figure out the shape of orbits of planets and why planets appear on the sky at the position they do, and why that looks the way it does, and how we can actually program a probe to go from here to Mars by using orbits and with such precision. He discovered that because, you know, he had an original thought by looking at all these other ideas. So I think there are original thoughts for sure, but they're not easy to come by. They take a lot of work and a lot of you know, passion to keep at something. Okay, what am I looking? I'm looking for, here we go. I don't even know if they, okay, contacts, okay, it has contacts. I don't, maybe they don't list it here if this is a material trader or not. But apparently there's a material trader. Let's go visit anyway, okay? Launching. Have I ever had an original thought? Probably not. I've come close, I think, to it.
Ship released. Departure authorized.
Just 1 second, it's my brother from Brazil. Opa! Tudo bem?
E aí, tudo bem?
Tô streaming aqui, como é que tá? Mascarado.
Tá no streaming?
Tô no streaming, não tem problema. Vai falando.
Flight control protocol
Sabe?
now offline.
Sabe?
Thank you.
Não vai ser usado na toda lá no sul. Eu queria ver se tem uma passagem, eu tô indo pra passagem.
Eu vi, mas eu vou ver de novo, mas acho que não tem. Acho que o primeiro é dia 5 agora. Mas eu vou dar uma olhada. Eu vou ver de novo agora, tá?
Dá uma olhada aí, vê se por acaso não aparece.
Tá, eu vou ver que eu tinha tudo antes do Natal tinha terminado tudo. Acho que o pessoal comprou tudo, mas a primeira era dia 5. Mas eu vou ver de novo, tá?
Tá. Eu vou pra passagem dela aí.
Tá, compro direto pro Rio, né? É São Paulo, Rio. Tudo bem.
Fechou.
Falou, a gente fala mais tarde, beijo. Tchau. That's my brother in Brazil. Am I back here? Yes, I am. All right. All right, how many jumps to Sol? Oh, I didn't even set a jump. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the map again. And we're going to the station in orbit around the... Wait, I'm so confused here. Okay. I have to click on this and then click on the system map. Then it'll open Sol. And there it is, the station surrounding the moon. This is Galileo. Galileo had original thoughts about, you know, the Earth not being the center of the universe. He based it on a lot of other observations. You know, people realized that thousands of years before him. Aristophanes knew. When did Aristophanes leave? Aristophanes. Here, that's a good person to put on. Here, Aristophanes of Cyrene. You can go visit his. If you play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you can go visit the island where he's from. Okay. He measured the circumference of the Earth 2,000 years ago. Okay, and he knew that the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. That it spun around the sun, and then the sun spins around this giant black hole. That's That's the theory, at least. That's the center of our galaxy. And have I still not set a course? Wow, I'm so out of it today. You know, I'm getting calls. I'm getting. Oh, you know what? I'm in a Foxtrot Viper. Okay, I can't jump that far with this Viper. I have to go back and get my crate. I'm in a little Viper here. I am so out of touch with Elite here. Okay, let's get back to let's land again. Okay, let's clear all these filters, and let's go back to Abo Laboratory and get my crate, which can me jump faster. That's a lot of, you know, it is grindy. It's a lot of different jumping back and forth, different types of information you're looking at. This game is like a, I would say, a masterpiece of information design, because there's so much information in this game, and to actually make it navigable, it's great work from the user interface designers of this video game. Oh, too fast for orbital crude. 700 kilometers away, fantastic. It's very amazing to know discoveries made so long ago without today's tech. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? It's like people like super ahead of their time, you know. And I think there's people like that today, you know. They see and they're like, this is what's gonna happen 2,000 years in the future. It's one of the reasons I like playing these video games like Elite Flight Simulators, because it's a little jump of the imagination that lets you actually try it, which is the wonderful thing about computer games. It's and simulators, it's like it simulates how reality might be in the future, you know, good or bad. So you can jump in here and you can get a glimpse, and you know, with VR headsets, you know, like Track IR, hopefully I'm gonna get that soon. It makes you feel like you're even there, even more. Love the sound of this Viper. I'm looking forward to flying it fast into a conflict zone or something. Okay, let's try this again. I came in too steep. Yeah, the Greeks, you know, I mean, they have many theories about why, but I think the main theory about why there was such a explosion of knowledge and, you know, the birthplace of democracy and all that. Why did that happen there? And one of the things they theorize is that since it's an island nation and it's sort of in the Mediterranean, and it's this trade center, you know, there's North Africa, there's connection to, you know, the rest of Europe and Asia, and there's all these different people coming together with the spirit of, you know, they welcomed immigrants and they welcomed well, look how bright that ship is, looks like a sun, and they welcomed people, and they had what's a player, Federal Corvette Commander Shattermage. And so the spirit of bringing a lot of people together and working together, and this craving for knowledge and openness to discussion is what made, I think, ultimately the classical Greece such a powerhouse of thought and imagination and education that we're still, you know, discovering more about today. All right, that's better. Okay, right in. Oh, all right in. Able Laboratory ATC, the Sierra Alpha Papa requesting docking.
Victor India Papa. Automated flight
Oh,
control protocol
this is something
initiated.
else.
Please
Victor
submit
India
the
Papa
request
because it's a
prior to
Viper
landing.
Express is the title.
Docking permission authorized. You may proceed to landing pad 05.
Able Laboratory of Victor India Papa, solid copy, proceeding to landing pad 05. It's another Viper flying close to me. I can recognize the ships by their sounds, which is the really cool thing about this game. Each ship has its own sound, and I'm curious about, you know, the weapons when you can get out of the ship next year. They're probably gonna have pretty cool sounds because the people that work on the sound of this video game are some of the most talented I've ever seen work in either a film or video game. Okay, landing gears down. Feels good flying a Viper, a small ship. No. Easier not to scrape lamps and other things when you're landing. So this is the ship I want to make super fast that I'm flying now, but the problem is its jump range is, you know, pitiful. It's really, it's not the space grasshopper, okay? So to jump to soil would have taken me, I don't even know if I can jump out of this system. So I need to pick my other ship to jump over there, trade some materials, try to get that stuff, and then come back. So let's go to shipyard. And let's go to storage ships. Okay, I have an assigned rider, I have a courier, I have my Crate Phantom that was working. That's the one. Alright, Seagull from St. Ives. My dad grew up in St. Ives in England. So I call this a Seagull from St. Ives because it kind of looks like a seagull with these big sort of wings, you know. And a bit of a beak. We make machines in the image of things that we, you know. The cars kind of look like people or an animal, you know, two headlamps and like the little nose. Usually it's like they used to paint it in the airplanes in the 1980s. I used to like that they used to paint the nose of the plane, but they used to paint like black so it looked like it had a little nose, you know. These days they don't do it anymore. I wish they would start that again because, you know, imagination can take you a long way. That's how original thoughts come, is imagination. Okay, so now it remembered that I wanted to go there, but now that I have a ship that can jump there, alright, let's go. Let's try again, launch. Able Lab ATC, this is Sierra Echo Alpha taking off from landing pad 05, I think it was. Try to give an outside view for you. Departure has been authorized, fantastic. Fantastic. And now we're ready. Now we're ready to jump to Earth. This ship here is not my furthest jumping ship, but it does have a jumping range of 38 light years, more or less. My Space Grasshopper, my Diamondback Explorer, has almost 70 years, 68. Thank you, Able Lab ATC. See you again soon. Okay, let's jump. Is it obscured, the target? It's not. So it jumps right from orbit. We don't have to get to space because it's not obscured by the float body here, by the orbiting body that we're going around. Just have to point my direction of flight towards it. Hey, there's free arcs today, Sheepa? How are you doing, man? How do you get the free arcs? I didn't know that. I want to get arcs because I want to buy a little nameplate for my ship without spending real money. I have like almost 1,000. I need like 2,800 or something. You log in and they send you an email? Alright, I'll check right now. Thanks for letting me know. Have you heard anything about this bar and the roof of this of the I saw in the late news that there's this bar and the roof of one of the highest systems in the Milky Way galaxy plane. 61 Virginis. How's the Netherlands? Good to be back in Elite. It's been a while. I've been a bit discombobulated with, some work and cyberpunk and stuff like that. Let me check the email. Okay, social. Promotions. Okay, yeah, I haven't gotten any email yet, but I'll keep an eye on it. Let's not forget to do a honk. One more jump to Sol system, our home system. It's where we live right now. Yeah, I did some cyberpunk. How do you like it? I'm curious. What do you think? I'm getting more into it. Yesterday I played. I streamed a bit, and I finally found where I can read more about the characters. It was a bit hidden. I had to go to open the adventure, and then the bottom right. Whenever you don't want someone to find something, put on the bottom right of the screen. Like that's the last place people look. Okay, and that's where it was. So, but now I found so I can read more back information about the characters. I can get into it more. And I've kind of embracing the first-person shooter mechanics and that it's an RPG. I found a pistol I really like, but it's I'm too low level to use it yet. Looks like the original Blade Runner pistol. It's kind of roundish. And I found a katana, and that's violent. It's like I chopped someone's head off with it. That was almost too much, but Netherlands has entered a second lockdown. You're confused by cyberpunk? Yeah, here in New York. They just stopped the restaurant. No more dining inside of restaurants, and it's going to close outside too because it's a foot of snow coming tomorrow night. Negative, Elias. I'm in New York City, sir. Well, in the game, I'm in Sol system. Okay, so not too far. I think New York City, though, 2,000 years in the future, is underwater. Because I think they do model the Earth in Elite. They do model climate change, and you can see. I'm really excited about the new planetary system because I want to see like clouds moving and stuff. But the way Earth is modeled right now, it's just like the static texture on it. So, for example, Italy, Rome, where I used to live, there's always cloud over, so I can't see it. Oh, awesome, dude. That's cool. Yeah, I'm here, 5 years now? My mom lives in Rome. Sheepa says, Cyberpunk is so confusing to me. They're dumping a lot of icons and characters new at all times, but being extremely overwhelming. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I feel like you keep getting calls all the time, and I felt like the beginning was too fast. I didn't understand what was going on. I mean, I was stoned and I was streaming it at the same time, and there were graphical bugs and all this other stuff. But I feel like there's so much, and I feel like I got to be friends with that what's his name, the Jackie guy, almost too fast. Like he took a liking to me or something, and he's growing on me, but I thought it was like, why would all of a sudden you be the chosen ones to these missions and stuff, and maybe it'll clear up, but yeah, overwhelmed and confused. I'm slowly getting. I had to play a bit by myself without streaming to get in and read a bit about the characters. If you go to Iventree, bottom right of the screen, there's a database there, and there you can find information about the characters, weapons, and so it's been helpful for me to go read there a bit of info about these people. Right, here's the Earth's moon. This is what's spinning around us at night here in the real world. Eventually, I think you can't land on it yet, okay? Because I think they want to make it so that you'll be able to visit the unregistered CommSpeak. I'll go check that out after. They want to make it so that when it is landable, you'll be able to go to where the first Apollo moon landings were. There's all this stuff that I'm sure they want to add to this game, but they're waiting for the planetary landings to become, really good. Hopefully in the next couple of years. Probably this Odyssey is a first step towards that. Sheepa says, I don't know, I answered a phone call, got into trouble, boned the chick, and still have no idea what the fuck is happening. It doesn't sound bad. I haven't had any love story yet, other than going to meeting the prostitutes gang collective who give you the brain dance thing. I was gonna stream Sparkpoint tonight, but my friends who play Arma, we're switching Arma to tonight. But I'm generally doing a night. I'm gonna do like quiet streams. But yeah, I'm totally confused. I've just been enjoying going around town and starting some shoots out of some gang members or even police, although it's harder with the police. Galileo, air traffic control. This is Sierra Echo Alpha requesting landing clearance, please.
Access approved. Proceed to landing pad 08.
Sierra Echo Alpha to landing pad 08. Out. Yeah, super confusing. I feel like they needed at least another year to really polish. But I do like the gunplay. The gunplay is pretty cool. I'm not so used to being stuck in first person only games. I like to see my character from a third person, especially to see check out the clothes I'm wearing and stuff, because you find all these clothes, but I can't really see it unless I go to the inventory. And oh, it's a cool station, Galileo and the moon. So that's taken a bit of getting used to as well. And I had performance issues. Now there's this great hack that this guy posted, and that's it gave me 30 frames per second more. It's on Reddit and it's on Rock Paper Shotgun. I'll put a link here in a second as soon as I land here. It's just basically you edit this comma separated values file, basically an Excel a text file, and you put in half your RAM and for the GPU, for the CPU, and something else for the GPU, and wow, the game runs so much better. Yeah, I think that was a huge miss.
Contact. Disembark when ready.
I walked around. Some gang members started shooting me. The cops joined in, so I had to shoot the cops in the gang. And after all that, I had to walk away, and all was fine. Yeah, I'm giving it a chance. I'll see what else, but Cyberpunk is making me want to buy Watch Dogs Legion even more, because it just sounds like a more fun game that you can get different peoples, and I've been waiting for the game for a while. I might give myself that for Christmas. We'll see what happens. All right. Yeah, what was I gonna do? I was gonna put the hack, the Reddit hack. Okay. So if you're having any I don't think you're gonna be having performance issues, but in case you are, because even people with powerful systems have been having performance issues. Then this really helped. It helped me at least, because I have a pretty beefy system, but I was driving a car and it was I was driving a car and it would get a little choppy sometimes, and after I did this it stopped. Your PC is considered a monster because it runs smooth. Alright, refuel. Okay, let's look. Okay, I'm looking for... Hey, what is this? This is wrong. Inara was wrong to send me here. I don't see any... Let's try. I am looking for components. Trader. Find nearest material trader to Seoul. A Patterson Emperor for... It is a materials trader, right? Let me double check. Engineers. Pollen. Duplin Blueprint. I am looking for modified consumer firmware. Okay. And that is indeed an encoded trader, okay. Encoded Magnus Gateway, Easy Quarry. Alright. Well, let's go look at that. Oh, sorry. Oh, the hell? Clicked. Magnus Gateway. It's like a Gateway 2000, a computer from the 1990s. Okay, Easy Quarry. Magnus Gateway. Magnus. It's a very Scandinavian name for you, I think. A Swedish, maybe. Alright, well, sorry about that moon base. I was looking forward to hanging out here, but nope. I gotta go to somewhere else to find this trader. Sheeple runs everything maxed out. DLSS and RT ray tracing on. 50 frames per second, quite stable. Nothing to write home about, but it's quite okay to play. Cool, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm running everything on high. I have DLSS as well. I turned off... Copy, Elias. Thanks for hanging out, man. I turned off the, what's it called, the ray tracing. Maybe I should turn it on again because I turned it off before I found this hack, this sort of adjustment that I found that really improved my frame rates. And it was doing okay, except when when I was driving cars, usually it's a little bit less than okay. Formation of this crate over here. Ooh, someone's firing. Who's firing? Oh. Is he wanted? Greg. It's Greg. Oh, he jumped. Alright. Easy Quarry, one jump away. Sheeple says it amazed me because when I saw the reviews they said it would run very poorly, but I think it is okay. Yeah, I was fine. The first night I played it, I streamed it, and yeah, it was there were graphical glitches. Then I installed a driver that came out the next day from NVIDIA, and then that cleared those up. And then I lowered everything from ultra to like high, and I was okay, but not fantastic when driving the car. And then when I did this hack that I put the link in there, this editing of a text file basically, following the instructions, then it really gave me like 20-30 frames per second more. I didn't turn on the, just like, I feel like it's much smoother when you're driving at least. It makes me feel there was multiplayer now because it looks like a fun place to hang out, but you know, I really wish there was third-person view. I think that's a huge miss that they didn't put that in. I mean, they made The Witcher, right? That was a third-person game. Why didn't they stick with that? I wonder why they decided to go with a first-person for this game. Cool, man. Thanks for dropping in. Have fun. Looking forward to eventually meeting you in that universe if they actually come out of a multiplayer in a couple of years. Green Valley Hacienda, what's that? Is that a player ship? I like the name of that. Green Valley Hacienda. I like that. It's probably a... Let's just keep going to the material trader. I need to... New pulsar fabrication. Wow. Whoa. Okay, Magnus Gateway. Whoa, Magnus Gateway. Whoa, Magnus. I'm stay MC. I'm gonna keep playing. Oh, copy that. Sorry about that. I'm just my brain is working a bit funny these days. Cheaper, you know. Foot of Snow scheduled for New York tomorrow night, so perfect time for video games. But as you said, that time every day is a perfect time for video games. And I'm gonna do a joint stream of Kerr. Kerr started streaming. That's awesome. I saw you guys were hanging out the other day, and probably do a joint stream tomorrow. You can see the action from both ships. If you ever want to jump in, you're always welcome. Are you did you like the Odyssey video? Do you like David Bowie? Never been a huge David Bowie fan, but I appreciate what he does. I'm not a huge fan of his music, but you know, nice song choice for the trailer, for the Odyssey trailer. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. That's the game I'm most excited for in 2021 is Odyssey update for Elite. Approaching Magnus Gateway. Dropping. Magnus Gateway ATC Sierra Echo Alpha requesting docking, please.
Request approved. You are clear for approach to pad 2-3.
Sierra Echo Alpha headed to pad 2-3 out. It's really cool when these things have a star in view like that. There was one station, I think some stations sometimes there's stations that they point, like the entrance point right at a star, and then the shadow it does inside is really cool. I think there's one in the whoa, all right. There's one in the Alliance system. I forget what the name of the main system for the Alliance is. Very cool lighting and data. Oh, there it is, 2-3. What am I doing? Well, a bit of an odd maneuver for that Type 6 there. I have to admit, what I'm enjoying in Cyberpunk is just seeing the way people are dressed, you know, and imagining that, and seeing like this could probably happen. And there's some scary people, you know, because there's some, you know, this mix between human and cybernetics, you know, like having like metal limbs and augmented face. And there's a guy that has no face, just like ripped his face off and put a bunch of sensors on it. It's like, whoa, this is trippy, you know, and scary. But, and there's like some sort of gameplay thing that you call the cyber psychosis, that if you install too much things in your body and get too many of these augmentations, you get cyber psychosis, like you lose your humanity. That's from, I think, this is based on a role-playing game, The Universe, and I think that was in that role-playing game too. And the guy that designed the game was a clinical psychologist, I think. So it's an interesting. You know, I think there's a lot in there in The Universe. I just have to get a bit more deeper into it. All right, let's try again. Context, material trader. All right, and what did I need again? Let's take a look. Cool. Copy that, Shipa. All right, Professor Pollen. Let's see if you blueprint, and got modified consumer firmware. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, and also selenium. I don't think I'm going to get selenium here, but modified consumer firmware and pharmaceutical isolators. I don't think I'm going to find this here as well, but maybe modified consumer firmware. Keep that in mind. Modified consumer firmware. All right, contacts. Modified consumer firmware. All right. Modified embedded firmware. Modified consumer firmware. That's what I want. Perfect. Okay, and I can trade something else. So first you pick what you want, and then you see what you have a lot of. For example, I have a lot of this unexpected emission data. 2 for 1. That's pretty good. Get 10 of those, and then I'll also distort it. Let's also again go modified consumer firmware. That's what I want, and I'll exchange some anomalous book scan data for it. Whoa, I have to give 36 to receive 1. No, forget that. That's got this one. 36 as well. No, let's just stick with that other one. Modify consumer firmware. It's a little bit. This is a weird interface. I mean, I know I compliment Frontier for this, but this one is a bit of a weird one because I think it's a bit unclear. They should make maybe those little dash line around it much bolder. It'll make it clearer then. So it's a little unclear that when you select that, first you have to do that. But you know, it's a complex game. All right, 10 more of those. Okay. I think that should be enough, but just a few more. The anomalous telemetry. Okay, receive 1, that's fine. Now let's look at what else we needed. Engineers, Professor Pollen, viewpinned blueprint. Okay, configurable components I need, and pharmaceutical isolators. Selenium, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get here. Okay, configurable components and pharmaceutical isolators. Oops, configure components and pharmaceutical isolators. All right. All right, configurable components anywhere. I think this is going to be somewhere else. Yeah, this is going to be somewhere else. All right. Okay, and where is it going to be? Now let's take a close look at that. Pollen, viewpinned blueprint. That's a manufacturer trader, so I'm going to go back to Inara, this website, and manufacturing trader. Okay, Patterson Enterprise and Sirius, okay. LHS 380, let's go there instead. No, actually, let's go to Sirius. Patterson Enterprise, Sirius, okay. So M for map, click here. Patterson Enterprise. That's where I am. I keep making that mistake. All right. First you have to hover over that. Here are those Patterson Enterprise. All right. And we're off. Let's go. Copy that, Magnus ATC. Unconventional takeoff, but it worked. That was like a BMX the BMX maneuver as well. You know, you jump on the little bike and you do those like tricks. So. There was a guy playing Arma with Grant. He's a skater and he's gotten hurt pretty bad. I just don't understand. I broke my arm when I was a kid, and I've broken it 3 times. I've broken my foot like 3 times, and it's not fun. I don't want to break my stuff anymore, so I get a. Well, after I get hurt, I'm not the type of person that will keep doing this thing that I really got badly hurt over and over again. Maybe it's because I don't love those things enough. I mean, I played basketball, and I've got hurt pretty bad playing basketball with my ankles, but I keep playing that. But it does make me less, especially as you get older, less willing to, do some crazy jump in the middle of traffic in the lane when you're going for a layup. All right. Better to stay and shoot from the outside, throw a no-look pass, that sort of stuff. All right, Patterson Enterprise, a bit of a trip around the galaxy here, around some star systems, which are thankfully not too far from each other because I do have this jumping ship of a fairly long jump range to get all these materials to unlock this engineer's abilities in order to give me a Viper Express. Will we be able to have a home base, like make your own planetary home, if you will, like in the future in Elites? Possibly in the far future, probably not now. Be a little bit like making bases in what's that game? I haven't played it for a while. No Man's Sky. Wonder how Bats is doing with his new job. Assume he got a new job. Perhaps just got tired of me yappering on. The Sirius Convention. Sirius Corporation is some big time corp. There's a lot about what Cyberpunk is about, this corporations and this basically, from what I've seen so far, I'm at the very beginning of Cyberpunk, but from what I've seen so far, it's a lot about these, what happens when companies become so powerful and when the contrast between very rich and very poor people becomes even more pronounced, which is kind of a story about what's happening right now in the world. Corporations profit, shareholder profit above all else, forgetting about responsibility towards the planet and towards, a fairer life for people, for the majority of people. The Dog Star. Interesting name for a star. Approaching a little fast here. I was going slow because I was in the gravitational well of that orbiting body, but now it's all of a sudden it's fast and dropping in. As long as you're in the blue, you're right on it. It's not really 470 kilometers, you're right on it. As long as you're in the blue, your automated Sierra Echo Alpha to Patterson Enterprise ATC. It's good to be here, and request docking, please. Sierra Echo Alpha to landing pad 20. Out. Let's try to match our motion to the motion of the Coriolis space station here. Out there. Okay, now we're matched. When you play this game and you're pretty stoned, you can spend like just hours watching these things like spin in space. Maybe not hours, but quite a while. I guess it depends how stoned you are. Was it going too fast again? Landing gear down. very polite announcer. We request that pilots avoid blocking landing pads. I feel like I'm in a W.H. Smith in Glasgow. Alright, there you go. Whiskey Hotel Smith, W.H. Smith. You know, magazines, you can get Maltesers, you know, you can get like magazines, you know, video game magazines when people still buy those for the internet.
Enjoy your stay at our facility, Commander.
Thank you, Patterson ADC. It's good to be here. Watching stars burn works as well. Yeah, Sheep, at some point we have to get pretty baked and, you know, play some Elite. Hopefully in person, then we can go eat some. Then we can go eat some double fried French fries with mayonnaise after. That's what I miss. That's one of the things I miss most about Europe, specifically Amsterdam. Alright, here we are. What the hell was I looking for again? Pharmaceutical isolators was one of them, and another one was something else that I forget, but let's first see if... I don't even know if pharmaceutical isolators is one of these things. But, probably not, because these are materials, right? Pharmaceutical isolators sounds like it's, I don't even know, okay. Oh, we do have them, okay. So I need some of these. Oh, I don't have much that they want for it. It's gonna give all of those, I guess. Okay, I guess these things are pretty, hopefully that's enough. I got 4. But you know what? Since that's what I need, I might as well just... I might just get as many as I can. Exquisite focus crystals. I'll probably need one of those for when I start getting... Oh, those loads as well. Okay. Pharma ISO are hard to find. Yep. I got 6 of them here. Okay. Hopefully that'll be enough. And what else was there? Pollen, Euclid blueprint. Configurable components and selenium. Selenium is going to be a raw trader. Okay. Configurable components. That's the other thing. I have a few. I got 6. No, that's the one I already got there. Okay, so I need selenium now. So now I have to go to a material trader. Alright, back to Inara. So that's raw, like Broglie terminal. Let's go to Peary Dock. Okay, Peary Dock. Alright, everything is around here. Is that where it is? Signy? Yeah. Victor 1581 Signy, Peary Dock. Don't think I've been there before because I don't have a planetary map. Well, let's go figure it out. Okay. Launch. Copy that. Coriolis Patterson Enterprise ATC. There they are. The ATC is right there. Okay. Ciao. Whoa, big blue planet. What should I get for myself for Christmas? Track IR or Watch Dogs Legion? I'm leaning to on Track IR. I mean, it's expensive, but I've been wanting it for so long. Good to see you, Patterson Enterprise. See you again soon. Sierra Echo Alpha out. Public Analysis Authority. What the heck is that? Peary Dock, pretty far away, 17,000 light seconds. Oh, here we go. Sorry, don't text and fly a spaceship. Today's Tuesday. I'm so confused by days of the week now. Days of the year, months of the year we're on. I don't know if we're like in what was it? When is the elite set? I forget that too. Here you can look at the CalNet news to see. 15 December 3,306. Core Dynamics fun takeover with ships discount outpost. Oh, here we go. Let's listen to the outpost for the roof of space. Here we go.
Outpost planned for the roof of space. Multi-billionaire Zachary Rackham is constructing a permanent outpost at the farthest system above the galactic plane. The orbital outpost will be located within the HIP-5 8832 system. This is commonly held to be at the galactic zenith, one of the highest locations that can practically be reached. The project is funded by the corporation Rackham Capital Investments, with the close involvement of Universal Cartographics and several other scientific organizations. The outpost's location will make it ideal for gathering astronomical data on the overall structure of the galactic spiral. This historic scientific endeavor was remarked upon by Mr. Rackham from his private
Oh, here you go.
on the
This is the this is what Chipa was talking about.
trade routes in a second-hand
I thought he was talking about an email in my... See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm so confused. I thought he was talking about an email in my email address, not an email in the game. You know, you play GTA, you have a phone in the game. You play Cyberpunk, you have a phone in the game. You're in real life, you have a phone in real life. So it's just like, that's maybe another reason why I call this here. Let me... Okay. Shut... Absolutely... I've had enough quiet. That's, I guess, another reason why I call this, you know, trips between reality and video games. The name of these streams, sometimes the slogan of the stream is because it is getting blurred here, and that's another thing I think Cyberpunk is about, a little bit about this blurring between humans and technology. It's start getting into our bodies, which is freaky to me. But you know, you don't have an arm, and you can have a new arm. That's cool. You can't see, and technology can make you see. That's cool, you know. Just, you know, I have doubts about removing my face and putting some infrared sensors and removing a shoulder and putting a rocket launcher on my shoulder. That would be a little bit weird. Every day the reward goes up. Every day that you play, here, let's read it. Happy holidays as a reward for logging in today. We have added the following to your account: 150 ARCs. Fantastic. A daily reward is available between the 13th and 25th of December. Thank you for continued support. Fantastic. I'll play every day between the 13th and December. Awesome. This puts me over 1,000 ARCs. My goal is to get 2,800 so I can buy something that I can put in the... I want to put a name on the side of my ship here. I want on the side of my ship outside here to have Seagull from St. Ives written here. I haven't decided if I want the angel type wing things or like this... I forget if it was like this Explorer, or there was another one that was cool. I'm choosing between two styles for the type for the nameplate that you can put outside your ship. I could buy it with real money, but you know, if I can get it through this in-game ARCs money, that would be better. Tries to 100 and 150 up and up and up. Awesome. That's a little bit like the Red Dead Redemption online thing, that if you do complete daily objectives every day, you do this streak, and every time you play, you get more and more and more. So it's like a hook, you know, to keep you playing the game. But when you play a game from one of these developers, you know, they can show their corporate overlords, their shareholders, look how much this people. It's like a line on their spreadsheet, or a piece of the pie on their pie chart. It's like this: how many hours people have been playing our game, so they want you to keep playing. There's so many different games to play these days that it's like a battle. You know, I'm happy to play Elite because I've been playing for a long time. I like the philosophy behind the game. I like that it's based on real, you know, with a lot of artistic license, but it's based on what we know about a real galaxy and real science and the formation of the planets and stuff like that. It's one of my favorites. But there are so many games to play. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Yeah. There's definitely that too. There's a new heist in GTA Online, the island one. I'm not gonna play it today, but Thursday Theft Auto, I'm gonna play it with my friend Mr. V. Not the Cyberpunk V, but a friend of mine. Oh, it's a cool little system. Look at that. This thing is orbiting there, and the other thing is orbiting around it. Peridoc. Very cool. Very cool orbiting this configuration. A bit of a reward for coming 17,000 light seconds on the main star. Drop Peridoc. Peridoc, this is Sierra Echo Alpha requesting landing clearance, please.
Authorization cleared. Please land on pad 18.
Alright, bit of an unusual approach here. Just gonna come through the back. Sierra Echo Alpha to pad 18 out. Scanning me, huh? I don't think I have been here before. They're acting a little suspicious. This Peridoc, the Vega Independence faction. It's Cobra landing directly in front of me on 13. I'm just gonna pass to his left and touch down on 18. Their landing gears are coming down right now. Pretty good. All right.
Docking confirmed. Securing ship. You're all checked in, Commander. Enjoy your visit.
All right. Material trader. And I am looking for, was it selenium? Let's double check again. My short-term memory is, you know, I leave that for the computer. Okay, selenium. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Okay, it's true. It is selenium. Okay, let's see if we can get some selenium here. All right. Ooh. Stand by. Alright. It's my mom. Alright, selenium. Did I turn this on? I did. Selenium, here we are. Okay. Oh, I have plenty of zinc. That works. 36 for one? Wow. Okay, no. Let's see what else. Cancel. Okay, selenium. Yttrium. That's better. Alright. Again, selenium. Tungsten, not Telluride Film Festival. Okay, selenium. Ruthenium. Alright, that works. Ernest Rutherford. Confirm trade. Alright. Selenium. Zinc. Oh, that was a lot, no? Let's just do it. I can find zinc pretty easy. Selenium. Yttrium. Alright. That should be enough, hopefully. Let's go. Back. Exit. Launch. Arqui. Plotting route. And we're off. Oops. I was gonna do an external view for you, but
This is a no-stop zone, Commander. Loitering will not be tolerated.
oh, what's it doing that? Okay. External view takeoff here. Forgetting how to do this. Alright, detach camera space. Alright, just a little thing there. Let's go. Back to FOMO. I saw you can pre-order Elite Dangerous Odyssey, but you get a Pioneer outfit as a bonus. I still have a useless Cobra 4. I'm skipping pre-ordering. I don't need to pre-order because I'm an original backer from the premium beta back in 2014, so I have like lifetime free stuff. So as far as I know, from what I could see in the forums, so this is included in that. I'm not sure if that Pioneer outfit is included in it though. I could just get it to support Frontier, maybe when I get paid for freelance gig, but yeah. That's definitely an example of FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah, that's interesting that it wasn't available in the Netherlands. I was in Rome when I bought it. I bought it in 2014. It was like $200 or 200 euros or something. But I really enjoyed the game. I was like, I want to support this project, and it was worth it. Mystic Spring Plantation. I'll visit that eventually, but right now I'm just gonna go straight to Poland. To see if I can unlock this grade 5 thrusters for my Viper Express. Be fun to fly that near planet's surface and then land and get out of the ship with like a some sort of, wonder if it's gonna be just energy weapons or also like projectile. And I hope the projectiles have bullet drop. Although, you know, if you're in a really, it's not like the engine is not like armor that you can have like engagements at like a kilometer or over a kilometer distance. It's more. We're going to be closer firefights in the Odyssey in this. We'll see. I am enjoying Cyberpunk, the gunplay, the gunfights with the enemies. They're fun. Well, it took me a little while to get used to how it works because it's an RPG. It's not like a shoot. It looks like a shooter, moves like a shooter, but it's an RPG. So if you have like a bazooka and you hit someone in the head, if your bazooka is not as high level as your piece of pipe, the piece of pipe will do more damage than the bazooka, which is a little weird. I'm exaggerating with bazooka, but you know, Arcade build cluster. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Austin Town Station. Jane Austen, good author. Amber's a big fan. One of the greats, you know. Not simply good. What? There. Oh, I think I was talking to the cat. Oh no, wrong one. Is this one? Okay. Able Laboratory. There we are. Need a credit card or do a PayPal? I don't have either at a time. Yeah, I don't like credit cards, but you know what made me get a credit card was moving to the United States, because here they have this thing called credit, and like if you need to rent a place, for example, they want to know that you have good credit. So even if you've never been to the country and you have, you know, you can pay them and stuff. They're like, no, but we need a credit rating, and if you don't have a credit rating, they won't rent a place to you a lot of places. So they want to see that you get credit cards and you pay the bills on the credit cards and build your credit profile. It's really weird. And so basically I got a credit card and I just spent it in the grocery store and paid every month, and that built up my credit in order to be able to rent a Foxtrot apartment. You know, it's pretty crazy. What a crazy place. But I use it rarely. I don't. Credit cards are an easy way for you to spend much more money than you have, and that's why the credit card companies they get like, they send like a Type 9 heavy load of spam mail to people who are 18 years old in university or something, to get them to, you know, get a bunch of different credit cards and spend a bunch of money they don't have, and then the credit card companies cash out on the, you know, late payments and interest fees, hidden fees, and all that stuff like that. So unless you know what you're doing, yeah, better not to have a credit card. If you know what you're doing and you're responsible, you're okay. But you know, most kids are not really responsible financially. There's this student in Amber's class. He's like, why isn't there more personal finance should be a mandatory class in university or even high school. It's not that complicated, but you know, for the reason probably it's not is probably there's a lot of lobbyists that, you know, they're happy with a lot of people spending money they don't have and lining their pockets. So they want to make sure that personal finance classes stay out of school. Yeah, parenting job too. Yep. Problem is that a lot of parenting jobs are done at school because the parents are working. You know, they, at least in this country, a lot of places. You know. But yeah, parenting job should be the number one if available. And I'm not saying I'm great at personal finance. You know, I spend too much money probably, for example, in video games. But you know. At least it's not like super expensive dinners. You know, we cook at home. Although now with the restaurant situation with the COVID, there's a local place here that I do want to help out. So I'm gonna probably try to order a takeout from them once a week, just to help them out. There is a good place. All right. Able Laboratory. Let's see if we can finally unlock the higher levels of this thruster engineering so that we can get our Viper Express set up. Why do these people always pick their... Well, it's probably a reason, but if I was spending a lot of time in one place, I think I would prefer it to be daylight than night. I can pull the curtains at night. If you pick your base like in the dark side of a planet and it's in an orbit that is always in the dark side of the planet, you get pretty depressed in there after a while. I'm glad that Night City in Cyberpunk has a day-night cycle. I'm glad it's not always at night.
Sierra Echo Alpha. Automated flight control protocol initiated. Please submit a request prior to landing.
Able Lab, Robo ATC. It's me again. Sierra Echo Alpha requesting docking.
Docking permission authorized. You may proceed to landing pad 10.
Sierra Echo Alpha to landing pad 10 out. Well, both parents work here as well, mostly, but I still think if you take the child, you have to parent. I agree with you. It's, you know, it's a responsibility. If you're gonna have a child, you know, I mean, that's what I mean, the big problem is, you know, the religions that say, you know, abortion is. I mean, we're gonna open a can of worms here on stream, okay? But here we go. If you say abortion is illegal, okay, and then you have a society that's so unfair, unjust that, you know, people have to have a child, even if they can't afford to, and then you get these situations that it's a working parent, they didn't necessarily want a child, and now they don't have the time to, you know, properly bring them up, and that's a huge problem. But yeah, if you want a child and you have the means to raise a child, then it is a responsibility to teach the child about you know, personal finance, all sorts of stuff, you know. It's not just about you any longer. You have a life project ahead of you. At least until they're 18, you know, then you kick them out. But until they're 18, or in the States, you kick them out. If you're like in, right, Kerr's not here, so I can say maybe it's a joke. And if you're in Italy, like they stay living with you until you're 40, and then you kick them out, maybe. But but yeah, here we go. Both parents work here as well. Yeah, take a child, you have to parent, that's right. Just drop on the planet and leave them to their own devices. Means to teach your child how these things work. Agreed. 18 now. Yeah, here in the States it's like 16 now. 16 you can buy a car. You know, you can't buy a beer yet, but you can buy a car that you can run a few people over down in the street. And then when you're 18, you still can't buy a beer, but you know, you can vote for president and vote for someone. That's a good thing right now, compared to, but 18, you can go to war and kill someone, you know, get trained to go and shoot someone to death, but you still can't have a beer. 21, you can have a beer, okay, after all the other stuff, you can drink responsibly then. All right, starport services. Engineers workshop, let's see if this works. Okay, engines, thrusters. Oh no, not this. Let's not make that mistake again. First, to the shipyard, I get my Viper Express out. And then we go in there. Yeah, the world's a crazy place, isn't it, Shipa? 18-year-old woman can get their face blasted with, but can't get a drink afterwards. Yeah, it's a weird. It's a weird word. Yeah, well, like I said before, the Netherlands are usually pretty far ahead of the rest of the world in a lot of things. You know, hopefully the rest of the world catches up eventually. I'm gonna sell some universal cartographics. This guy, see if he likes me a little better. You know what would be cool? Like if these, I like the drawings, but sometimes if a guy's always scowling, I kind of wish like if he started taking a liking to me more, his expression would change if he look a little happier. This Pollen guy's like such a scowl face, always unhappy. No wonder he always stays on the dark side of the moon here, or whatever the hell his lab is. Okay, contacts. No, not Context. Engineers Workshop Paladin. Like this guy here. I mean, poor guy. Maybe he had some sort of injury and he just has a permanent. That's how his face permanently looks. And maybe that's why he came to hide out here. Poor guy. Alright, select. Generate modification. We get it? Oh, we did it! Yes! 1-2 boss. Okay. We unlocked number 5. Okay. Alright, now let's do this one. Okay. Pharmaceutical isolators. That's what that one was for. Alright, here we go. Okay. Pollen was in Maya before, but the Thargoids hit us. Basically went to Arco. Maybe that's how he got injured. That he looked like this before. I didn't know about that. It was all the way in Maya. Some elite lore here from Sheepa, a elite dangerous specialist. Okay, the power plant price is exceeded, so I'm probably gonna have to get this ship and, you know, ship it somewhere else. Ship the ship somewhere else. Okay. It's cutting it close here. Oh, this is cutting it close. Okay. I'm gonna have to get more pharmaceutical isolators ready. Okay, well, we got 140%, but now experimental effect. Oh, experimental effect is something else. So what should I do here, Sheepa? I got almost full of that. I'm going to need more pharmaceutical isolators to get to even higher, I think. But, and this is a dirty drive tuning. You know, the dirty talk here, and it's not even cyberpunk. I know we're talking about the Netherlands too, but okay. Experimental effect. Drag drives. Oh, okay, so security firmware patch, okay. Alright. Thank you, sir. Alright. People, I'm gonna call this a stream. It's been fun to get back in Elite. I'll be back in Elite again tomorrow. Same time. Enjoy Cyberpunk, Sheepa. Thanks for being here with me. Elias, everyone else who's hanging around. I'm back to work in the real world here for a bit, and I'll see you all later for Cyberpunk, and tomorrow again for Elite. All right. Thanks for being here, man. Looking forward to meet you in the real world someday. You're always welcome to New York when this pandemic goes away. Peace out. Hypertext Hero out. You know, salute if you're into the. You know, I'm not a military guy, but I'll salute to say hi to friends of mine who do the salute as well. All right, Hypertext Hero out and about.